Hello, today I'm going to show you what the IS setup is like. Um, so IS is slightly different than Infinity. IS stands for Intelligence Series. So you'll see that this ticket here, other than the info pages, look much like your Infinity screen right now. So this is what the message will look like once you've fully taken your message. But here you'll find that you have your traffic window, just like normal. You can see that, line one, you can see that your call status is connected, that this is the name of the account. You can, see all the same things that you see on any Infinity account. And here you'll still have your answering phrase, which again is no different than in any Infinity screen. You have your special here. On most IS, you're not going to find your special up there simply because it messes with things in the background. So you're not going to see many specials there. And as you can see here, there's special info that's pulled up on your info page. And that is where you're going to find most of your special information on IS accounts. Now, there are a few IS accounts that do actually have specials up. Depending on how new the IS account is, uh, the older ones can still have specials. The newer ones are going to have this special info or temporary instructions on them. And then you'll see here that your message screen, that's not going to be any different than any normal Infinity either. So now when you actually get a call on IS, though, you're going to be in the take message screen. Now again, this looks very different than Infinity, but from what you saw before, it will look like an Infinity message once you're done with it. So the first thing that you'll need to do, so this is a children's account, and so you have your first drop down is at the very top, and that's about whether or not it's urgent. So you can either click on the little arrow and you see that there's yes, there's no, and there's new baby. Now, if you select new baby, you get in a whole new form. The options change. So right now you can see that there are many different questions on there. But once you tab out of this, it changes to a different form. So if you have a nurse calling from a hospital about a new baby, you need to be in the new baby form and you just ask the questions that are on here. And if you accidentally hit new baby form and you didn't need to, you can always write it right here. It says normal form. You can just go back to your main page and just select yes or no, whatever the option needs to be. Now keep in mind that yes, you can click on these different tabs, but what you need to be doing is tabbing through them. If you don't tab through, sometimes there can be complications. So just taking a message on IS is not really that much different than taking it on Infinity. Um, you can, you tab through the menu with, tab to go down, shift tab to go back up. Nothing new there. So we'll go ahead and put in some information here. So we'll say Beth is calling with Poudre Valley Hospital. And the patient's name is Baby Girl Smith. All right, and then you put in your date of birth. Now, you'll find here that there's a drop-down list with your doctor's names. And there are a lot of doctors in this practice, so it's honestly a lot faster to just, type in B, you get all your B's. Type in G, you get your G's, so on and so forth. So whatever they say their doctor's name is, type in that letter. And then pick your correct doctor, because it's a lot faster than having to scroll through the list. Now you'll see on this message here, when you're not in this box, it says it's a 3-word regarding. It does not have to literally be 3 words, but there is not very much space for information in this box. And just to show you, it stops there. So there's really not a whole lot you can say in this box, so you have to try to keep it as brief as possible on this account. So on this, we'll say that they called about a hi Billy. So again, you tab, And you'll see here that it populated with a note, thank you, Beth. I will be sending your message to the on-call who will return your call within 45 minutes. And so then you have a little button down here on the bottom that says navigate to dispatch. So go ahead and click that, and then you'll see your message up here. And then you have the option here to save message to Infinity. And it says that the system will park to dispatch. Now, if it says that the system will park to dispatch, that means that you do not need to park this call to your dispatcher. You can just hit done when you're done with it, because the system will already be sending a copy of this message to your dispatcher. So if you actually send the copy to the dispatcher as well, there's nothing really wrong with that, but occasionally the call could get dispatched twice, simply because two different dispatchers could get the call around the same time, and then they both end up dispatching at the same time. But of course, that is definitely much better than us not sending the message out at all. So if you are, for any reason, ever unsure that it's actually going to send it to your dispatcher, go ahead and send it to the dispatcher. That would be a better default than always dropping the call. This should never say the system will park to dispatch if it's not going to do that. So if it does not say system will park to dispatch, always make sure to park it at your dispatcher, just like any Infinity call. But other than that, there's not really that much difference between the IS screen and the regular Infinity screen. It may look a little different, but honestly, it's very simple, and in the end, it ends up looking very much the same as the regular Infinity screen.